Al, did you hear from Phil D'Amato?
From who?
Phil D'Amato?
No.
Didn't you email him and tell him
I
that
did, and
everything
he
was?
wrote back and said, great, but I'm wondering if
Were they?
they were first.
Were they always first, or were they, was Sutton first? Okay.
Kevin's here, so it's a party.
Didn't bring the wine.
So,
call to order.
Al, 8:10. Are you calling to order?
Yes. Meeting is now in order.
We're starting with 13 stone.
We are starting with 11 high. 13 stone is not here, but 11 high is. So
Thank you.
we'll knock that one out
All
of the
these
way.
applicants, they look alike to me, I'm sorry.
I know, they all blend.
I don't know if
This is the,
So Kevin, this is the last approval in February, I think? And
Yeah.
then Kevin's bringing in materials tonight to show us the changes.
Yeah, so, just to kind of recall, this is from the last application. The plan, original plan, was to move this fence from the back to the
Mhm,
front. This is the site, this was in the old application too, where it's gonna go, the fence, the new fence will go. What we did though, we're getting new neighbors on the other side, and so we started kind of hashing back and forth what to do, and so we created a slightly alternative plan. The original plan was just to have straight fence going across the front. What we want to do now, here's the site plan of a new concept, is to have it take an L, go along the sidewalk for 42.5 feet, then go down towards, into the property, 13.5 feet, and then come across 4.5 feet with a gate and an arch, and another 4.5 feet,
So you don't want to do, I guess I misunderstood when we talked, you're not wanting to do the north boundary?
Yeah, we're not gonna do
Oh,
the side
alright.
at this moment, it'll just be the front. And the reason why we're having it turn is so that it'll be, you can see the site plan, even with the house, right? The arbor, and it'll let us create kind of a pathway with stones, stepping stones, going into the backyard. So this is generally, well, not pretty close to, when you meld all the photos together, this is what it would look like. So, the top photo is pretty close, I think, to the look. The fence, the single fence photograph you have there is what we have.
So you decided it was trashed?
Well, that's the new one. We tried to get one that would match
Similar to
to what we currently had in the back, what we wanted. And so the photo on the top, I think, is a pretty close rendition of what it'll look like, except that arch will be a single arc, not that one in the picture has two. and
like
it's-
a lattice or something.
and a lattice in between. It wouldn't have any of that. It would just be like the photograph down below with the single arch, and a gate in the center of that arch. We haven't decided on the caps, so I thought maybe with some of your advice, we could pick one of the two pictured here. But the idea would be for them on 4x4 posts to go 3 inches above the fence line.
So, but are there, this image has the fence running and not hanging between the posts? And what we talked about last time is having the posts exposed?
Yeah, the post
On
will be
both
exposed.
sides.
Doesn't have it that way.
It just looks like it in this image, that's why I'm
Okay, no, the
clarifying.
post will be exposed. Yeah.
So that the panels will hang between the posts? Like
Correct.
you did, yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
which
Your
is
picture
what
from
was
last time.
approved before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And realistically, you also have this, and it's pretty close to what you're proposing now.
Yeah, the biggest change is the arch, and it takes that L.
Yeah, I think
Is it a straight
originally the
front?
arch was something that was not incorporated into the run of the fence, and we were not considering it to be permanent or something like that. Is that
I
what
think
we?
Sylvia was talking about like
Yeah.
a arbor.
Metal one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
This one would be
Permanent.
so it's permanent. Yeah. Well, it's permanent as the fence.
Yeah.
So it takes that different shape. It'll all be paint, white, the traditional white picket fence.
I think that the jogging it back to the house in a lot of ways is much friendlier, you know? I mean, and it kind of makes, in a way, it makes the front lawn more appropriate to the size of the house, because right now it like,
Double lot.
you know, you have this like extra
Yeah.
wing.
That was the idea, to create kind of a cozier feel to it.
Yeah, and it kind of, yeah, defines the like the two sort of uses of the property in a better way. As far as the cap is concerned, I am always drawn to the flat
Yeah,
caps.
simple.
Me too.
I don't know if anyone disagrees because of the shape of the pickets, but
That's what we usually approve, and honestly, a
Yeah.
finial and then all those pointy pickets, I mean.
that may make it seem aggressive again, like you're really trying
Like
to
a
prevent people
fortress.
from jumping.
Like a barbed wire.
No, it's funny, on the way down, I noticed all the fences have the flat one.
Yeah.
Or it was actually maybe slightly even pointier, and then, there was a little more of a point to the top, but fairly
Yeah.
close to the one picture. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with that one. That's the one I'm.
And I think that the arch is kind of interesting, actually. It's like a cool little architectural flourish.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily something that we have anywhere else around, but
192, 192 Main Hill.
just a single arch and not an
I
arbor.
can't remember if it's single or double. Like,
Oh.
it's got roses growing on it, so I don't know that I've
Yeah,
ever
sure.
seen the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's one on Paulding, just like one house or two houses away from Pine Street.
It also gives some visual interest in a very big yard. I think it's great.
Yeah, it breaks
Yeah.
up the pickets.
I think it meets the design standards, and I'm fine with it.
I think it does as well. Do we need to do a secret determination if this is a
Already did.
modification?
Continuation, yeah.
Okay.
So the previously approved was the flat cap.
Oh,
So, I think that the only thing that we're clarifying really is the arch and, actual location now.
Yeah.
Previously, you had it pretty much the same, except, this is a little bit clearer as far as where it's gonna be. So I think that that's all that we need to vote on.
I would move to accept it as presented.
I would second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done, done, done.
I should ask
Don't
this
listen to me,
question
politicians.
before
No.
Okay. Do you have to approve the hardware on the gate? Because I have a sample.
Great.
Yeah, sure.
Throw it in.
Thought it would just look like this.
Oh, okay, well, and the only thing is that,
Photograph it and
yeah,
send the clerk a
well,
photograph.
give us
I
3
wasn't
copies.
sure about the hardware. Yeah, well, I could certainly do that.
Or just get the spec sheet for it online or something, wherever it came from.
you could probably.
Okay, so if you Xerox the back of it,
Mhm.
we make copies of,
Yeah.
3 copies of that.
Was that last vote secret, or?
No, that was to accept the modification as presented.
Seeker was determined when we approved when we approved this application originally.
Okay.
So it's
So that was
already-
just, that shouldn't be on the
Yeah,
agenda.
we're not even, yeah,
Okay.
voting on it. It's already determined. I'm already short.
No, that's the one that I usually get, but for some reason you're getting this tab.
Huh?
Have a-
No, it doesn't have like the poopy thing on the bottom.
Maybe it's one of those that you have to spin it around.
Yeah, I'll do that. Get that on video.
Start spinning.
Upload it to YouTube. don't know. People go on
Yeah.
vacation, so we haven't seen a lot of heavy agendas. I feel like we get a ton in the fall.
Yeah, everyone wants.
And if we get anything that's a seeker type one, we're underwater for a long time.
Type 1 is national.
Type one is when there's a major environmental impact, and by environment they mean the actual environment. They might mean an archaeological site, an impact on the view shed. What else? A million things. All of those things are considered. It basically goes right up the chain to the state level, and so that's like Caroline's Flower Shop when that building was raised. We had to go through a year-long approval process for that, so there were a lot of structural engineers, archaeologists involved, so we had to basically review a big exhaustive report that declared that the building was unsalvageable because it's in the National Historic District. The same thing happened in the Boulevard, the old Campbell House.
But on that overlooks the train station.
Yeah, so they were taking off an old edition, very old edition, and rebuilding a whole bunch of it. And so that triggered that process because that wasn't just that it was abutting historic properties, it was a landmark. So it triggered a lot of
But there's a little bit like a spaceship. Is that enough of what you need? You want me to reorient the paper?
I have a picture.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
That's great. Thank you.
Sorry, it was long.
No.
There's 6 there.
That's
Like,
great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
All right, good to see you guys.
Where's the sets? I think that Mr. D'Amato perhaps isn't coming since it's just approving the revised drawings. I didn't hear from him saying that he's not, but he's not here and he's usually early. 224 Main is here. Ready.
All right, we'll continue. Okay,
And the folder behind you.
copies.
Oh,
Quit hogging all the documentation.
Kathleen, I believe you're
Duplicates.
recusing yourself from this
Yeah.
I'm
application.
Wait till we're done.
Yep.
All right.
You good?
Yes. So who's next?
Mr. Hoffman, 224 Main.
Yeah.
Mr. Hoffman and I are adjoining property owners.
Mhm.
We have agreed that neighborliness, and so he feels as if he has a fair and unbiased hearing. I will recuse myself from the application.
And which property is this?
224 Main.
224.
Were you giving me these to recycle?
Huh?
Were you giving me these to recycle?
That's trash. Or recycle.
Yes, got it.
Okay. Tell us what you are to be revised.
We have 3 items for this application. One being a 4-foot-high fence, one being a potting shed, she shed, another one being replacing the rear porch columns.
let the minutes show that I gave the term she shed.
Talked about those days.
I know.
Okay, so please choose which part you would like to talk about.
Right. Are we determining seeker first?
I guess
Can,
For
after I see what
referral.
we're actually looking at.
Mm-hmm.
is the referral in the package.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes. Okay. Why don't you take us through it and then we'll do the
Okay.
secret vote.
Start with the shed. As you look at drawing ST1, here is the existing footprint of the house. Here garage, and that big circle is the 8x13 size shed. The next drawing, you can actually see the floor plan. What it is, it's really a garden shed slash pool house, so to speak.
Oh, this is.
There's a pool in the back. It's just gonna be a seasonal room. We'll shut down the plumbing in the wintertime. There's no heat of any sort in this building. We are gonna reuse a lot of the components that I had saved from the original house. The wood windows are all gonna be repurposed. The door is gonna be reused. The 6-foot kitchen sink that was in the house we're gonna reuse. All the brick that was taken down from the chimney is gonna be actually the flooring material inside here. And then actually the foundation is gonna be the same brick from the chimney, so siding will match what's on the main house, clapboard and cedar shake. Look at drawing A2, you have your elevations showing the reuse of the windows. So it's just a matter of people showering up and looking for the trample through. Wonderful home is restored. Everything outside. My wife loves the garden, so that's another story. I have the garage here as a steel structure.
So the rest of the garage structure itself is asphalt roof.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what else is the garage? What are the
It's
other
a
materials?
wood
of the garage?
siding.
Okay.
We're gonna match
Have
that.
photographs.
Oh, I see. So when you're saying match existing,
Of the
It's
either
the
the
garage.
house or the
Okay.
garage.
So can you really match that siding, because it's not just a regular clapboard, it's sort of like a,
We're gonna do the best we can to match it. We'll come as close to that.
yeah, it's like a
It's-
beadboard wainscot.
Yeah,
Put
I mean,
horizontal.
I'm certainly open to match the house siding. You know, which, because eventually the siding on the garage is in poor shape, so eventually that's my next step, is to probably recycle the house or the garage to match everything. At that point, I keep everything the same color as the house, tie it all together.
And the reused windows come from the house?
Yeah, these are the original windows from the house that I'm going to reuse. So
Great.
you have these windows here that are the side lights for the front door, one over here I'm gonna turn sideways and make like an awning type window. These are just some of the original wood windows that still have the old glass in there that I'm gonna use, like above the door, and
Fun.
so I gotta save everything.
Can I look at
Okay,
these?
good.
Yeah, sure.
and I guess if it's unconditioned space, then the single pane is not a problem.
Yeah, we're not worried about it. It's just gonna be, before frost comes, we're gonna shut everything down, drain the pipes and everything. So it's just a seasonal room.
I mean, I think that it certainly is within scale, an appropriate scale to the mass of the garage itself. 8x13 is not necessarily small, but the garage is pretty big, so, and I don't see it really to be out of scale with the primary structure or crowding the site or anything like that. And because the entryway is oriented towards the residence and not
Mhm.
towards the street, I just think it would, read as a bump out in the garage, which is essentially what it is, but.
Plus you also have the 6-foot fence that is going to remain there. So
Now, does
really-
that 6-foot fence stay?
Yes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really quite,
So, I mean, here's, I just did a quick Google, so here's a 6-foot fence here, so the addition's really just gonna be peeking right in this area.
yeah, all you're really gonna be seeing
It's
is
2 feet of the wall of the
Mhm.
building and then just a.
Because you can't see it from Locust,
No.
Right,
can't see
no,
it from Cedar.
Right.
because the building's in the way, right. So you're really just gonna be
You're gonna see
seeing the
mostly the roof.
The
Just
outdoor roof,
from the-
yeah.
behind the fence.
Got a pretty low window in the water closet.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Pretty low.
Yeah.
We'll have curtains there.
Yeah. think so.
I grew up in an old house that had a bathroom
Right,
window that
I mean, I'm not worried about it.
full view of the toilet.
Oh, I see, behind. I was looking at the
Crazy.
side window and I was like, that's high enough for.
No.
Yeah, well, that faces the property, so that's.
It's not a public show.
Yeah, the 6-foot
so-
fence.
That's between
We're
you
not
and your
worried about
maker.
it.
It's not fancy, Kathleen's house.
This is a new application, so we do need to do
Mhm.
secret on this.
No, I propose type 2 because it's a minor addition.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so, any other questions? Okay, I guess, my question has to do with the siding of the shed. You said it was going to match the existing of the garage or the house?
Let's match the house, because again, the siding on the garage is not in good shape, so eventually I will take all that off and match everything together, just to make it look like it all belong there. I have plenty bundles of this original siding, that I used, the Cedar Shake, I still have bundles of that. So that's all gonna remain the same color.
Okay, and the existing asphalt shingles matching are the garage?
Yes.
Do you have any photographs of the existing 6-foot high fence?
Just this.
The plywood stockade.
Yeah, just that. Then I do have this, this is from the back, it's the same fence. It's in the front, it's also on the back. It's
I
the
remember
stockade.
the discussion.
Stockade, where the reverse
Yeah,
is.
stockade.
I saw it today.
I agree, that's nice.
All right, so all the windows and the doors are reused from the existing house?
And the brick.
And the brick. Okay.
Trying to keep it an economical building.
How's everything going in the house?
Good.
Yeah? The end is near?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah.
it, has the end been reached?
Well, and I mean, we've been there since for a year, we've lived in the house.
Yeah.
You know, we have, everything's painted now from the outside, we just have the front porch and the rear porch to contend with. And I have some underground pipe that was done for the pool, for the restoration of the pool. So this is kind of like holding me up because I want to get all the, just the dirty work all done, the
Right, right,
foundation,
sure.
and then digging
Plumbing,
back there,
yeah.
plumbing, and then finally. put some
Are you gonna get to
back
swim in
there.
the pool this summer?
That's not- Next year we'll have a pool party.
Are you gonna get to skate on the pool this winter? or-
No, that's not happening. No, but we've been receiving nothing but great comments from the village, people walking by and want to stop and look, so it's,
Good.
so we're really proud of that.
Yeah, it does, it's quite attractive. I like the planters that you have on top.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, I thought they were kind of cool.
Piers, yeah, my painter, that he had some of those planters, he's a good guy on the side.
Is this iron?
That's, yeah, that's the metal fence.
4-foot fence that you're proposing?
Yeah, that's gonna be surrounding my wife's formal garden.
All right, well, is it iron or aluminum?
It's aluminum. And if you look at the packet ST1, it's this fence here that's 25 by 30. There's a small gate in the garage there. And that's just gonna be a formal garden. We use, again, some of the bricks from the chimney as a walkway into the space. And tile the brickwork together. Sitting area is a great place to sit after 2 o'clock because there's a lot of shade there. It's
Yeah.
kind of really hot, this whole back area, so this is the only area we can sit to have some nice shade outside besides the covered beech tree. Sitting area there.
Keep the deer out.
Yeah, I mean, 4 feet's not falling for a deer, but
God.
yeah, these days they can jump 5 feet.
I almost ran into one on my way
Yeah,
here.
so I chased one off from
I
the
yelled
property
at it,
before I
it
came
didn't
here.
move.
I've had one on my empty lot every day for the last, I don't know how many weeks, and more deer poop than you can imagine.
Yeah, you spray?
Hmm?
You spray?
No, not at all.
There's a spray out there that tends to work.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they took our hostas down, but then I sprayed.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah,
what are you using?
my house does my daylilies. In the spring, my tulips.
My tulips were never even
destroyed.
blossomed this spring. The
Yeah.
eighth
Tiger
one.
lily's gone.
Mhm. I used something called deer scram that I found at Adams that's worked really well. It smells
Okay.
like blood.
Yeah.
But it seems to work.
Yeah.
Is it not actual though?
It's, I don't know if it is or not. It's like a, maybe it's a synthetic, but the synthetic
definitely
urine does not
used
seem
when I was
to
a
work.
kid.
It doesn't scare them away.
Took a coyote.
Yeah, that wasn't working. So, bloodbath it is. And they have not been by since.
Whatever it takes,
Whatever
I guess.
animal, yeah.
So anybody have any questions or comments on the fence?
I think, I would say that were this to be a perimeter fence, it's a little, fancy, I would say. But being that it's further away from the street and it's sort of to frame a garden,
Yeah.
my opinion is different. So I think that it's acceptable. And I think again too, it's a good way, you know, this is just a big piece of property, and I think that these, you know, insertions and things and kind of having more of a greater plan for it helps to, make it seem more
That's just
higher functional.
That's also a very large exposed elevation, that side of the house.
Yeah.
And to do that, it will soften it a little bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
By
so.
having a
It'll
fence,
kinda
having a
hide-
formal
it'll-
garden,
yeah.
go around that bay window
It's gonna set
nicely,
back that shed
you
and
know,
the
just
garage
soften
and
the whole
push it into the
part of that
background,
elevation.
yeah.
It's the most
I think it's
exposed
the garden
elevation.
fence, it's a good one. And we like, you know, as transparent a fence as we can get, so. I agree with Sean.
All right, since this, and we haven't gotten to the columns in the backboard yet. Okay, so, let's take it, does anybody want to make a motion for the application of the shed and the fence?
I would move to accept them both as submitted.
Okay, and I have 2 notes which I added, was all windows, the door, and the brick are to be reused from the existing main house, siding of shed to match siding of existing main house. All
Yeah, I'll
right,
second that.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so let's move on to the columns.
Oh.
That was a shed in the fence,
So my goal, front of the house, is to make it look like 1902 again.
right?
To do that, I am short 2 of those existing columns. So my plan is to take the 3 original ones from the back. I already have one of them on the front porch. Right, so here's the one from the back porch. Take all 3 out and bring them to the front of the house and just make it exactly like that picture again.
Can I see the picture? The old one? Yeah.
And you're gonna do the double column on
Absolutely.
either side of the
Yep,
house?
yep, just like that picture. That is my goal.
So you're gonna replicate some to create that?
Well, I have 5 already.
Oh, you have
I
one?
have 5, so you know, I need I need 2 more, so I want extra one.
And this is the back porch?
That's the back porch column. So this is just a view looking from the sidewalk up at the back porch. really what you're gonna see, which is not much of the column that I'm gonna propose, which is this column. Cedar column, which is similar to this profile. Again, you only see the top 3 feet of that column, in the new column,
Mm-hmm.
because that fence will remain. I'm gonna replicate all the brackets again, cedar, gonna bring them to the front of the house. So shown in this picture here. I already have brackets in the back of the house, which is a good template. So I'll be matching that exactly.
So the only real difference is
Yeah, it's close. I mean, I tried the best to make it as close to that.
Okay. Do you have a plan or something like that to indicate changes that you're making? I mean, how do
just-
we transmit this to
Well, we can just.
building inspector?
Can you mark up the,
Survey.
site plan?
Yeah, in the back of the page.
Plan?
Just kind of draw a note toward it. So.
Okay. So how many?
There's 3 in the
posts?
back.
3 in the back.
Yeah. Okay. well,
Roughly where? Once you mark where they
Sure.
are.
Here. I do have. So here's the front porch columns, pressure treated.
Oh.
And here's the overall back porch. You could just maybe write on here
Oh,
too, to be
yeah,
removed,
yeah. Okay.
removed and relocated to the front or something like that.
So were these
They were,
taken out?
yeah, they removed.
Oh,
the
so
original one.
what's there now? So
That.
is,
That's what's there now. We did take one out and put one of them back. You can see that first one
so
there.
where's this one?
That's the corner. That's this corner one here, the first one.
Oh,
with the
I
front
see,
porch.
okay, I was.
And there's 7.
Oh, so over time, these disappeared and you're, okay, I see
Yeah,
what
so
you're
I
doing.
took all of these out and replaced them. The original
I
ones.
never even
the
noticed
ones
those
from
were
the back.
just,
Are they the same
They do,
height?
yes.
wow.
Are they the same height?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
The whole porch will be re-supported and,
What's gonna happen with this railing? You're taking that
yeah,
out?
it's gonna match this.
Hmm, okay. So these will be like replica.
These are gonna be the
Cedar-
original columns, the ones in the front.
The spindles though?
Oh,
That's gonna
yes,
be
that'll be
replica.
yes.
But are you,
Cedar.
are you, do you want to include the railing as part of the?
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
I'm-
we.
that's where I'm going.
Railing and balusters,
Okay.
the spindles.
Okay, because for that, we would need some kind of a drawing or something, or.
Actually,
Oh,
made one.
perfect.
This is a sample.
Oh, wow.
Which is similar to, I mean, you can see the
Mhm.
picture, but
Yeah.
this cap is exactly what this cap is. It's just basically it's a 2-piece cap.
Mm-hmm.
A cedar with a beveled edge, and then
So
there's a little
great.
piece of trim on top of that. The bottom
And this
rail.
is the
30.
code height. Do you know how that relates to what was there originally?
I would say this is 30 inches.
And this that you're putting in is,
Oh, that's the
that's the
That's
question.
the question, because if I go higher, it's gonna start to get into some of the details here.
Uh-huh.
So that's something I have to speak to.
I think the residential code's is different, allows a lower.
I don't know what this, what is.
I had a really low one. I don't remember exactly how it is.
Okay, so as part, so these 3 are gonna be moved to the front.
And then will be replaced with this.
Okay. And in the front, we're talking about these portrait. That's in the front,
Square lattice.
Well, the railing will be the same as in the back.
as
so-
in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna match that. rooms in this.
Well,
7 of them.
yeah, there's 7 of them.
And there's 2 I'd rate together.
Okay,
Right
but
at
the
the
thing
walkway.
is that you've got 3 and this one's 4.
I'll have 1 extra.
You have 1 extra, so
With the
it's 5.
lamppost.
Will that be enough?
Yeah.
Or, I thought you said you needed 7.
I have 7.
Oh, you
I
have 7?
I have 5.
Okay.
These are gonna be removed. I have 1 already installed.
Mhm. All right, so the porch column relocations, oops. Okay, so what we have is that these 3 are being relocated to the back. The new with the railing as per that. And in the back, these columns with this railing. Do I have a motion to accept or to approve the porch post shuffle?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and let me
You want
take
to
all
keep-
of, yeah, let me take all of that stuff. You can keep the little photograph, but.
What one? You have that?
Well, I need 3.
Okay, oh, that's sure. You can take everything.
Yeah, and then let me sort out.
Want window pictures too?
No. Just need enough to, so that building inspector understands what you're doing.
Another one of these.
Yep, that's it.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Roger, how
How
you
are you
doing?
guys doing?
Good,
Good.
how are you?
All right, take care.
So the 18th is the zoning board. I thought about that after we got off the phone.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, no problem.
Okay. 13 Stone Street.
I think that was left over from, oh no, it's minutes.
Talk about
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. There we go.
just one copy of the
Just
letter.
one copy of everything?
Yeah. You wanna read it out
There's multiple copies.
of the letter? Oh, there is.
It's inside of both.
It's inside. All right, so,
Oh, okay.
this is actually, we had voted on this before, and I guess this is just the documentation, so if everybody can take a look at it, what we'll do is take a vote as to whether or not this is what you had agreed to.
I think it is.
Okay, well, I guess that the thing that before we hadn't voted on, so I guess we can vote on it tonight, is the extension on the front porch.
Well, that would need a variance for one,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
but that's not ours.
Okay.
We can vote on it and as it says, pending ZBA approval.
Well, but then you've got another portion that they're working on details also, and that's the back addition. And they're both going before the zoning board on the 18th. Right, they're going as a package,
Correct.
those two, yeah. The other item that we didn't know last time was what Muntin configuration they were choosing, but now we know that from Mr. Corrigan. So I think this is the type of door you're talking about, but with fewer divisions.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have questions?
Well, yeah, so are we talking about the porches, or are we not talking about the porches?
Well, I guess, let's talk about the porches, because if we can give them an approval tonight, the only thing is that if the ZBA forces you to change things, you have to come back.
That's not a problem.
So, let's go ahead and review it.
Well, we don't have material specs for the garage door, so what are you thinking about with the, do you have garage doors selected?
I haven't selected anything.
I would just,
All right,
Maybe
well,
we should just do the
you wanna
windows.
hold off on it until, I mean, we can approve everything except what's
Sure.
pending.
Yeah, actually, I thought the last time we met, we were going to hold off on the
Yeah.
front door,
Right.
and I just presumed that would be the case with garage doors as well, since
if that makes
Okay.
sense.
All right, so what we do is take a vote, make sure that everybody is happy with, because it is a lot more easily handled.
User-friendly.
They will approve everything except what is pending ZBA approval.
great.
All right?
Okay.
Are you looking for a motion?
Yes.
So I will make a motion to accept this submitted.
I will second that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Are you up?
done.
Thank
So
you.
what does
We
he want?
appreciate that.
Huh?
Did you say yes?
Yes,
Okay.
Did we do secret on this last time?
yes, we did.
Okay.
So what has been approved? I just want to make
E-
sure I understand.
Everything except for what's
Front
above,
door and.
The bubbled items.
Okay.
which
okay.
are the front door. Well, I guess, you know, the question is, How about the window?
Not bad, not bad.
Well.
Well, the window's gonna go whether the porch goes or not. The window's
Yeah.
gonna be modified whether the porch is approved or not.
Right. So, we should probably put a note on saying that, the replacement window is approved.
Right.
Right.
So,
Okay. We can do that.
Great.
and then you can move on everything else.
And that's important, so, you know, get started on the windows, they need to be ordered.
It's temperate and lovely for putting in
So
windows.
these are windows here too. These
Those are actually doors to the
Those are to the
basement.
Basement.
Okay, but are they opaque or are they glass?
We haven't even gotten to discuss that yet.
Okay, so that's not something that
So
we,
that should be bubbled if they're coming back with
that
it.
should be bubbled, that's something,
Okay.
yeah,
On the rear facade.
The rear
on the
facade.
west, yeah,
Rivers.
this one here. Those don't exist now.
There's one door there that,
Right.
There's one door that's a complete
That's
solid.
like
You
a-
referred to as the prison door.
Prison door, yeah.
All right, so this should be all double.
I'm excited to see this house emerge again.
So are we.
yeah.
But is there any
good.
ZBA approval required on that?
On that,
On
I
this
would,
one?
I'm not sure, I would imagine that that's the case.
That's not, that's the only change though, is the
Yes,
door. You're not
yes.
changing the footprint there.
No.
No.
I don't think.
Everything stays the
Oh,
same.
that shouldn't be a ZBA house.
Okay, so this is just withdrawn, right?
They're going to submit details
Yeah.
of that door in the next round.
Yeah, details to be submitted.
So you want details for all the doors, the front door,
Right.
that door, and the garage doors.
And then once you know that your footprint is approved for the ZBA, similar material specifications for the addition on the back.
Okay.
What the
Mhm.
roofing will be, what the
Right.
facade, the material will be on the side, if it's gonna
Mhm.
match, what the windows will be, what the
think that's included
stairs
for
and
the-
the railing will
For the
be.
zoning
Yeah.
board.
There should be a lot of overlap between what
Yeah.
you turn into them and what you turn into us. They don't look at materials in the same way we do, but they're looking
Right.
for, that your stairs are code compliant and all that stuff.
Great.
Did the gentleman leave? He
just
came
stepped out.
down. I'm wondering if he ended up in the wrong place, because he came down from the police station, and came in the front door, and I said in the back room,
Oh.
and I'm thinking, he wasn't here for us, oops.
Mhm.
No, I think it's the solar guy for Jews.
Oh, maybe it's a cylinder.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's holding the binder,
Yeah.
and maybe he's just outside.
Okay. I hope I didn't make someone sit through.
Talking about
That would
windows.
stink.
So.
Moving ahead of schedule.
Yeah, do we have a way of contacting?
I was going to
Claudia?
say, I think I've got her number
yep.
in my notes.
We do, and I can,
Yep, there she is.
you got her?
Yeah, let's text her.
I think I probably have a number for Frank Saliani too, although I think that's this
I
guy.
think so.
My phone got wet, and I learned the hard way that my husband had not properly set up the cloud backup for the last new version of the phone I got, so for the last year and a half, I lost all the contacts from it. Which seems like something small, but I
No.
don't remember anybody's phone number anymore.
Right. Right.
No one.
No.
Oh, it's
They're
impressive.
just
Ray
some-
Early knows New Year's by heart.
Okay.
Okay, so I added a note which says all areas pending ZBA approval to be submitted. Submitted.
Close enough.
submitted later. Windows and bulb areas are approved. I can't see that. Because, you wanna hold off on these windows?
Well, this
It's
is,
the same-
this is,
same
this is the
That we're new
ZBA
addition,
area.
right.
That's the existing, this is the
Right.
proposed.
Yeah, I guess with the addition, I guess I need to change that. Why don't we just identify this window and, if I remember correctly, that window, right? And then we'll just leave that entire addition something the same property.
Did you find it?
Yeah, Frank's.
Okay.
Did we vote on this already?
Yes, we did.
All right.
There's a set right. Oh.
Okay. What's that? Very good.
Okay, thank you all.
All right.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yes,
Sure, no
thanks.
problem. Very nice my file.
Well, we were away, we just got back.
Oh,
so-
not at
I'm
all.
not sure if you were away or
Sure.
if you were gardening, we both look nice and.
We were down in Key West.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Hockey.
we drove both ways.
Nice.
Five of
I was
us.
gardening, she was out in the
That's
sun.
fun.
Yeah, it was my brother and sister-in-law and sister and brother-in-law, and we shared
Oh,
the
fun.
trip, but 24 hours of
That's a lot of
driving.
time in the car.
That's a lot of
That's a
time.
lot of
We're still
time.
talking and we're
Yeah.
still laughing, so it's good. Thanks.
See ya.
Thank
Bye.
you again.
Take care,
Okay.
No problem.
No, I had a pile, I was just thinking for killing time waiting for
Well-
review of minutes, but I can't find my pile.
Frank's right there, so we'll do
Oh,
what
okay.
we do.
You know what, I wonder if I
Whoever-
left it on the desk.
Oh, that's just from the Butterfield. The one.
Oh, okay, this is from the workshop.
Yeah. But did you have any comments on it?
I have
You can read it, we can vote it on it next
to
time.
read it at my leisure.
Hello.
Hi.
Good. Moving out of schedule, that's always a good thing.
I'm just gonna let you answer.
Alright.
Because you know better than I do.
All right, why don't we hang on, wait for him to get back. Maybe just repeating twice.
That's right.
Okay, go for it.
Right, so, we would like to construct a 14.63 kilowatt, solar array. It's comprised of a total of 45 solar panels. It's on the back roof of the subject property, which is the south facing roof. In the mock-ups, with the images of the home, we've indicated the 2 roofs where the modules will be, and then we have the SketchUp drawing that shows a more precise layout of where the modules will be. We've indicated on the photo where the conduit drop is proposed to go. There will be very little equipment or no equipment on the exterior side of the house where the conduit's dropping. We're not going to be putting any combiner box on the exterior. We're going to be able to keep all that equipment on the interior. So really all we end up with at the end of the conduit drop, those are technical photos, is an LV going into the house.
This guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
one coming off the roof. That's an example. And then this is an example of what it is.
So this will be internal, these pieces?
So that is underneath the
Underneath the
solar
panel.
modules. So I'll just run through this packet of technical photos quickly. This is our flashed penetration, okay? So we're looking at going down like this. All of our racking is black. These are fully flashed penetrations. So from the roof surface to the top of the solar panel, is about a total of 4 inches. Okay? This is all covered up. You can see that. This is the combiner box on the roof that is also covered by a solar panel. You can see that. This is an example of the conduit transition off the roof onto that conduit drop indicated in this photo. This again is the proposed penetration for the conduit going in near the electric meters. Yep. So that'll be directly adjacent to the electric meters. That'll go right in like that. This equipment, I just wanted to show you that this will not be on the exterior of the home. This will be on the interior. So it's just the conduit on the exterior.
This is pretty straightforward.
I love it.
I love it too.
Okay, do I have a secret?
I move that it is a type 2 application.
My second.
All in favor?
Aye. That's good for you, that means no further
Alright.
environmental.
Anybody
review.
have any questions concerning the installation?
I am delighted to see the back roofs of this house used in this way. It's a great example for the district, and these have come along so far in terms of
Yeah.
how they sit on the roof that I think the impact is very minor.
Who's that name? Carolyn, is that
I second. That's secret, yeah. So I would move to accept as
Anybody have any questions?
submitted.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yay, more solar panels, right in the district.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Can you reuse
Thank
these?
you.
Okay, sorry,
Um,
Sean, I was writing.
I'm just giving him the folder. We
I
don't
know,
have a
but I
folder.
need an application form.
It's right behind you.
Sean, you
Yes.
made the motion and you seconded. I was writing when I got it.
Kathy, you made the motion.
Okay.
I seconded.
Okay.
Okay.
You're all
Thank
set.
you very much.
Use that folder as well.
You too. Thank you for taking care of that sweet tree in front of your house. He's fostering a tree that's gonna get moved somewhere else, but it needs
Oh.
attention. That's the one that's got all the structure around it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Jen
I
needed
thought-
somebody who would be good about watering it and.
I thought that it would have gotten like hit by a car
So
or
did I.
something. And I was like, but it's so small, it would have been crushed. That's
Oh,
fine.
wait. You want me to run that out to him? Because he can reuse it, the folder.
Oh, it's not, yeah, it's
You may as well.
Right there.
one more.
Okay.
That was fast, Claudia.
Oh, yeah, I planned to get it a little early because I thought that might happen, you know, in case, that's.
So rare that we call people to say, come sooner. Come on.
Okay, great. Well, I've never done this before, so I'm gonna need anyone, so God, it's here.
Do you know everybody?
No, I don't
I'm I'm Carolyn Michelle.
Nice to meet you.
Alice Galinsky, nice to meet you.
Hi, Sean, we met a couple years ago.
Oh, yes.
That's Claudia
Andrew's
Vincenzo. She got the fab mid-century house on 30 Wall.
Yeah.
I love your house, I love your house.
Amazingly
We're
intact
working on
kitchen.
it. This is the first step to,
I know, that
hopefully.
kitchen, what is
See, didn't I tell you?
It's
Wow.
like Mr.
I
Rogers.
told you.
well, it's all for sale if you want. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. So every window in the house needs replacing. They're all original from 1957. And
Wow.
the windows are broken. They're all terribly leaky. We've been told the house is freezing in winter. And aesthetically, they're not pleasing. This old aluminum
Yeah.
that is very faded and
Probably have like a million
they
screens.
don't close well, they don't open, it's the cracking glass when people have tried to crank them open, et cetera. So we were told first thing we should do with the house, if we're gonna do floors and paint and everything else, get the windows in, it's gonna be a mess, they're gonna be scraping out
Mhm.
the, what is the terminology, I have terrible window terminology.
Coffee.
Frame, they're, so these are not replacement windows where, that's a term I learned recently, where they maintain a lot of what's already in there and pop in something, and in so doing, you lose a lot of the glass. It's not that, because we don't want to lose a lot of glass, the house is already a little dark. We're just pulling everything out, putting in real windows. And they had to be modified somewhat in our order to not have a, what's the word, flange or something.
But you're not changing the brick
Not
brick
changing the
doesn't
brick, the
modify?
brick is totally staying the way it is, because getting into that seemed even more expensive and risky. So we're keeping all the shapes, and that did limit us somewhat in the kind of windows we could choose, because I guess they're old sizes that are not used as much anymore. So it led us to some choices that fit there. So we're keeping a lot of the original, typical ranch characteristics, the picture with the casements on either side, that's the thing you see from Lindy, that's staying. Those that are already double hung windows are gonna still be double hung windows. Some of the, on the Marion Avenue side, you have these like triple awning
Jalousies.
things
Jalousies,
that are
yeah.
so, is that what they're called?
So great.
They're definitely of their time, and you can't even get them anymore in like any sort of normal line,
I'll
so.
take a few up to my house.
Yeah, you do.
This window,
Yeah.
this door configuration, there was the elderly woman who lived in the house.
Yes.
They had needed to be able to get a wheelchair in and out for her quickly. Do you remember this? And so, it got installed without approvals, and we agreed not to pursue it because she needed to get the wheelchair in and out quickly. So, this window is, or this door is probably in the last 5 years, maybe. It's pretty
Yeah.
recent.
Yeah, it's probably about
Yeah.
We're not, now, we may get to beautify that down the
Excellent,
line.
okay.
Yeah, we'd love to, obviously.
But that's, I mean,
Yeah.
that window pattern is nothing that was, obviously,
You
nothing that
know
was
when the
there.
house was built?
1957.
Okay, so what are you wanting to put in?
Yes, so what are you proposing? Well, are you sure you're in the district?
She is.
Yeah, the
Alright.
local, not the national
All right,
district.
so what are you proposing?
Mhm.
Tell us.
In terms of the windows,
Well, are you just replacing the windows?
just replacing the windows, yeah.
Okay. Do I have a secret motion?
Type 2.
Which is good for you, that means no further environmental review. I'll second.
Ah.
Go ahead.
Do I have a second?
Definitely a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's good.
These windows are good?
No, that means
Okay.
that you don't need to go on with an environmental assessment form and all
It's
that.
not a major environmental change.
Got it.
So all of the brick,
Except for internal.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Your internal environment will improve. So all of the brick sills and everything are gonna stay.
Yes.
Are the windows on the front facade, the picture window and these two, are those actually also original or have those already been replaced? Cause it looks like they have a thicker,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
structure to them than the
Yeah.
ones on the back.
I guess I don't know, they aren't, gosh, I wish I had paid better attention. I'm not sure is the answer.
Okay.
I'm wondering if it didn't have jalousies all the way around.
No, it wouldn't have had jalousies in that position. No,
Not
picture
the
window.
picture window, but on the smaller windows on the front.
Because,
Like here.
Windows, in my
Like
house,
that.
all of the windows have jalousies.
Really?
Not a picture window though, or do the sides
I
have
don't
jalousies?
Oh, that's true. I do have picture windows and, so picture windows and flanking, regular ones. Jalousies.
See if I
What
can get
year is
a
your house?
picture.
What year is your house?
It's in the first.
Actually,
Well,
I have the pictures that you sent on a bigger
Okay.
screen if you wanna.
I do think that replacing, I mean, obviously aluminum windows are garbage. So the only thing that you would really be able to replace them with that would maintain a similar profile would be a steel window, which are not an easy thing to do. So I think replacing them with a more weather efficient aluminum clad window is an appropriate transition. It's gonna affect the thickness of the framing on a lot of them, but with the exception of this little hopper in the back, it doesn't look like any of the windows are so petite that it's gonna be particularly, I don't think it's gonna detract from the overall scheme of the house. I mean, I think new windows that don't affect the brickwork is gonna contribute more to the house than will be, lost by increasing the thickness of the sashes. counter.
Um,
Trying to get your pictures up. I have them here, I just need to get mine, having a hard time connecting to the network.
Now, I mean, the windows that I see here are double hung. So you're replacing all the jalousie windows with double hung.
Some double hung and some glider.
Yeah, but we don't know which is which in this.
Yeah,
in this
so,
application.
double, the bedrooms, sorry, I have really struggled with your 3 printer cartridges trying to get you decent images. These, which are now triple awning and asphalt jalousie, you
Yep.
say, are gonna be double hung here, here, here. Oh, sorry, this will be a casement, wait, no, an awning window in the bathroom, just it opens. And then over here, gliders, because we didn't want double hungs there. And when we actually looked into awnings there, they said they're too big and heavy, and you're gonna be unhappy with them. They're gonna even provide poor airflow.
So you see them bigger. And then you can just arrow.
So anyone tell me how you spell jalousie window?
Jallousie.
Oh, I-E, I thought it was
Not
wrong.
how you expect.
Sorry. It's my jealousy
S-I-E?
I-E. I thought it was Y. Carolyn's always right on spelling, always.
I think if we could just, on Al's copy, because we have the order and they're all numbered,
Yeah,
I don't know if we can just
want me to go through it?
run around the drawings and just connect the numbers to the
Sure.
topologies.
Well, except where are they numbered?
Here, on the order
This
itself,
order, they have,
which is the second page
yeah,
of the.
items 001. Okay, I can get that.
Because the one difference that I do see is that your front picture window currently is a fixed pane with a double hung on either side, and you're replacing it with
Fixed pane with,
With two casements on either
casements.
side.
Mhm.
And that casement.
So that's item number 7, that large one that you see from ID.
Mhm.
So I guess what we'll do is start with, okay, so garage door, the first image, garage door and,
The
the
next-
entrance door, I guess it's the back door,
That's just a door to the garage.
okay.
And then the next,
That, we're not touching that.
right,
So this one is number 7?
yes.
The picture window is 7?
Yes. Yeah, living room. Then there's another door.
And so, sorry, with the, on that main one, the awnings
Mhm.
that will open out this way, they do not have a muntin in them, they're gonna be single pane,
The
All right,
casement's not on.
but let's.
I'm sorry,
let-
casements.
Okay, now these two windows.
Wait, before you, I'm trying to clarify about that window before you go, because I don't understand what I'm looking at.
That is for.
They're not casements
We
as
didn't
they are
want
now,
extra
now
ones there,
they're.
we wanted to see
Got
it
it.
out, yeah.
Thank you.
Then it's another door, which we're not doing anything
Okay.
with.
Then these two windows.
These two are currently double hungs, if we replace with double hungs. And those numbers would be, sorry,
8?
Bedroom 1, 2, master.
it's not the master, oh yeah, bedroom 1 and 2.
Okay, so
Um,
it's number 8.
Yes, number 8.
Both of them are number 8.
Both of them are number 8, yes. And if we want to continue around, then yeah, this is the next side.
Okay.
It's, the first one is double hung, that's a bedroom 2, so that's number 8. Again,
All right, now, you're gonna have, is this, are there any windows here?
yeah, sorry, if this, maybe this helps you see it better. These are basement windows that we're not changing at this
Okay.
time.
Okay, but the first window is that one
Um,
there, because there are no windows.
Yes, it is, that's right, yes.
Okay. So
The
this
dark
is
corner.
number 8,
Number 8.
okay.
The next one is a bathroom window, which will just be a
8.1?
yeah, yes, exactly, 8.1. Just a casement.
Oh.
And then we're into, two, master bedroom windows, so that's back to 8, I believe.
8.2.
Oh,
Huh? That's
Oh, I
it.
see, yeah, there's an 8 and there's an 8.2 for the various sizes, I'm sorry, I don't know exactly which. 2 are on the side and around the corner is another master bedroom window. So, it's 8 or 8.2.
Okay.
Then, going around to this one, the rear shadow, I think. First one is another master bedroom window, it's either 8 or 8.2, double hung.
Is it 8 or which one?
I'm trying to
Hang
judge
on.
by the sizes here.
Hang
That
on.
says 8.2 says master bedroom.
Right.
I would imagine that those are both number 8 because that means they keep the same
The same size,
on the
okay,
same elevation.
those are both 8s, okay.
Hang on. Master bedroom, 31 7/8 by 46. Then there's a 35 by 49. So the master bedroom has 3 windows. Two of them are essentially 3 foot by 4 foot. And one of them is 32 inches by 46 inches. So, the question becomes, which is the smaller one?
Well, I think if we're just trying to determine which are double hung and which are gliders or casement, I don't know if it matters exactly which is 8 and which is 8.2.
Okay, yeah, they're all double hung.
Right. And,
Okay.
yeah, I guess there's another master bedroom window, then the next one's also double hung. Then there's a, sorry.
Yeah, 8.2 is 3 foot by 4 foot.
Then the third one, that is small, is just going to be a awning, that's a bathroom, living room, master bathroom.
That's number 10.
Yes, number 10, thanks.
So this is. we'll
yes.
call it
I
8.2.
want you to feel relaxed
Uh-huh.
because this level of specificity on the window order we don't often get. So this is, the way your contractor put this together for you is really helpful.
So this is helpful.
So
Oh, good.
feel good, you're
Only the
doing
salesman will
great.
Put it together that way, you have to tell them we're almost ready to buy.
Okay, so this one's a little bit smaller. You can see that the sill is deeper here than this here. So this must be the.
Well,
the
this I applied my marker to, so don't go by that photo, you need to look by your photos that don't have marker marks, I'm
Here.
sorry. Thank you. I'm an electronics person, I wasn't good at making copies, screenwriting, I'm sorry, I'm trying to go crazy.
Well, it looks about the same size, the same height, but it looks narrower. All right, I guess it really doesn't make any difference. It's double. So we'll just call it. Let me see what we have.
It's either 8 or 8.2.
8. Okay, 8 foot is, okay, we'll call that one an 8.
Good?
Now, the next one, so fourth from the left is the kitchen.
Okay, now, this is a small one, right? What's that?
Oh, sorry, that's a bathroom awning window, number 10, master bathroom.
Number 10.
The kitchen is number 6.
Kitchen, number 6, yes.
Where is the kitchen?
Right next door to the bathroom here. Right here. Correct? Fourth one over?
Yeah, right, 6.
Okay.
Then, it's very small, but here, there's a tiny little window up high.
Mhm.
It looks big in the sketch here, but it's not, and that will just be a picture window because it's high and inaccessible, and that doesn't help. There's a door there we can open if we need
So
airflow.
what number is?
That is back door stationery, number 5.
Yeah, it's 1'6" by 2 feet.
Oh,
I'm sorry, where's number 5 again? Is it in
Sure.
this dark
It's kind of
corner
falling
somewhere?
into- Yeah,
I'm
we're,
sorry.
we're in a bit of a cloud.
Oh, we're here, okay.
In terms of the one
Back door
here, yeah.
you
stationery.
can move that down there if
Gonna
that's
face-
helpful.
oh, I
Yeah,
see.
For
Okay.
documenting. There's a,
Okay.
it's even down there,
Just a
helps you.
little.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's in the corner, that's why it's confusing. Okay.
And then this is a door here, another door, which we're not changing. The next window is the dining room window. That would be a,
Is this at the end here?
we're not quite there yet. We are, I'm talking about over here. I'm sorry.
You can
Picture
point
turn
on
on.
the
Oh,
side
wait.
if it's helpful.
I can see there's like
Windows
windows kind of like
It's 1'6"
attached, like a
by
double
4.
gang window, number 4. A gang window situation, is that what it's?
So there's, yeah, oh no, I see it from this
There's
angle.
this, and then
Okay,
there's
gotcha.
two-
there's 2 more windows before we get to that
More.
wide door.
And then
All right, because
okay.
this is number 5 over here.
Gotcha.
Okay, so.
That's number 5, right?
That's number 5, yeah.
Okay.
So now we're moving on to
So
these
the
gang
double,
windows.
Right, so that little dining room has 2 windows. The big one there that you see would be a glider, that's number 2. And then again, there's a little corner that is hidden in this photo, another small
Yep.
window, that's number 4. It's kind of tall
Gotcha.
rectangle.
it's this one here.
Number 4, you can't really see too well. It's on, it's hiding here. This comes out and goes back, and it's a little rectangle right
So
there.
in other words, it's on the wall.
Yeah,
That was what number?
that's number 4.
And that's a casement.
Right, so that will just go to the side. And the last one is, again, a little obscured in the shadows. It's a kind of, we don't know what to call it, entry is what we call it, and that's window number 1, which should be a glider. Those are to give us good airflow.
So is that like a door?
Um,
Oh, it's just a
this
big
is-
window.
Yeah, it's a big window. There's like a little room there that you step off this
Oh,
porch,
okay.
and it's a dark panel.
And that's, I'm
wood
sorry,
window.
number what?
Number 1, entry, they called it.
Okay, great.
So this one, are you talking about?
No, I'm not there yet, sorry. It's over here.
Oh.
I'm sorry, the plan
Don't worry about it. As long as-
Okay.
as long as they know.
Okay,
Good.
okay.
They can see it, no problem.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that last, picture, there's just one little window here, which is on the garage.
Which one is number 1?
This,
That one?
that's actually a
Sorry?
window.
Oh, wait, no, that's a
No.
big sliding glass
Oh,
door.
it's a sliding glass door.
Yeah,
I'm
we're not
sorry.
dealing
I
with
thought it was a
anything
weird
with that
window.
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
That's
it's-
number 1, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
It's a slider door.
The slider door is not changing though. The window is changing, not the door.
Right, door's not changing, yeah. we're not
Oh,
doing
the
any
win,
doors.
I
coming-
see,
they're
I
coming
see.
back to the door
Okay, the window over the door.
No,
No?
it's next to it,
It's
yeah,
hard
I'm
to
so
see.
sorry.
What?
Yeah, this white thing is the big door that we're not changing.
Okay.
There's a window right here that we are changing, it's a different room, you walk
Oh,
in and it's
oh,
a,
okay.
it's a little bit
The
down.
number 1, this is the
What's number
projection.
one?
The
That is number
projection
1.
comes out and it's on this side. We
I
don't
see
actually
number
have a
4.
photograph of it.
Okay.
And then this is just the garage, this is just a small window, and what did we decide on that one? We're looking to make that a little glider, again, for good airflow, because it must be in there,
Which is number 1.
which is number,
10.1.
that one, yes. Strange assignment on that one.
I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Is the glass clear in all the windows?
Clear, yes. What, oh, yeah, no bevels.
No, I mean,
tinted.
as opposed to tinted, because it
Yeah.
says
Oh,
argon,
yeah.
argon filled.
That just means that
Argon
it's,
just- Yeah.
But it's not gonna have a blue
No,
cast or anything.
no.
No,
argon filled just means that it's double pane for water.
But sometimes, because I'm thinking of the old ones that have
That bluish tint.
That, a tint,
No.
when the gas has a tint.
They fill the space between the glass with argon because it's less conductive than
Right.
air. The only problem is that when argon leaks out.
Right, you're done.
You done? Oh.
1, 2. All right, so,
It's low E for glass, which I guess means it doesn't, it's not.
okay, so let us recap and just make sure that I have it all okay. Starting at the front, I've got 7, 8, 8.
Okay.
Is that
Sorry, I want to make sure that we're calling the same thing in front. Okay.
7, 8, 8?
Yes. Okay.
Then we have 8, 8.1, 8.2.
All right, which way? Oh, it's facing me here?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's the one. This is another elevation. That one
Okay,
that you're
sorry.
looking at is.
The one that has the basement windows with the little.
Right, 8.18, yes, I got the
Yeah,
same.
8.2. Okay. Then we have 8.2. This is now,
Right.
okay,
very nice.
8.2, 8, 10, 6, 5, 2, number 4 on this wall, and number 1.
Yes.
And then last but not least, a 10.1.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, now these are wood windows,
There was that on the exterior.
and they're aluminum on the exterior. And the exterior, your color choice is blue denim, which I presume is
Just
blue.
gray, blue, that's subtle, that I think will be nice with the brick.
We don't.
We don't do color, but I was just curious.
Just had it to share.
I think it's gonna look great.
And none of the windows have any muntins on them at all.
Sorry, this is the,
Yeah.
Yes.
no.
So they're all just one over one or one next to one. What do you call that?
One next to one.
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 Oneness.
One.
Or 1 over 1.
Cool.
I agree.
It's very, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say that I agree with your sentiment that, although we are moving from metal windows to wood windows, the aluminum cladding
Oh, they're aluminum
will give the look of.
It gives you that same aesthetic.
Yeah, the same
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look weird if it's just painted wood or something, which.
And
would be
again, I
cheaper,
don't
but-
think that it's you're replacing what was at the time common residential window topology with what is now a common residential window topology. So it's not as if the metal was contributing anything specific to the design of the windows. And it's very rare that people do all of their windows at once. So I think it's great that you're,
They'll all match.
yeah, that they're all gonna match and that they're all gonna be of
Get it
a
over
piece.
with.
I mean,
Yes.
other than that situation with the sliding door in the back, but that's something that we
Yeah.
Except that they're all different sizes. I mean, this building has so many different sized windows.
Ooh, yeah, it took some measuring.
But the builder, the guy who lived in the house was the builder,
Was the
right?
builder, he built it for himself, yeah. Everyone who
Probably
comes does
used whatever
say
he
it's
had
very
left.
sturdy.
Well, who was it? Who was the builder?
I don't remember the family name.
But they're all
It's very
different, I mean, they're all
Italian,
different
it escapes
uses for
me.
different rooms, you
Well,
know?
yeah, but I mean, you do have, different sizes, like for bathrooms and living rooms and kitchens and stuff like that. But this one seems to have just a lot of different ones.
Well, it also probably has to do with the fact that it's brick and they're all sitting directly in the casework of the brick.
Yeah, there's no change.
So they probably laid the brick and then measured for the windows.
And figured it out, yeah. It's gonna be some job doing this, our labor,
Or if he was
will
a
be
builder,
intensive.
he had windows from another job.
Well, no, but I mean, I
And use
think
them.
that it's probably based on the
The module of the brick.
module of the brick and the coursing,
Mm.
because he's not gonna have like cut brick up top of the window.
Mm.
Anyway.
Oh, you would have to have cut brick.
Yeah, you are.
Because, I mean, when you lay up brick, and you come to an end, full brick, cut brick, because the next brick is full.
Yeah,
So, you know,
I'm
you're
talking-
gonna wind up cutting,
I'm talking in height.
and height would be based on the module.
And just the minutes reflect that the sills aren't, the openings aren't changing and the
Yep.
sills are remaining.
Yep.
I hate to see
How are the
jealousy windows
sills?
go, but I know they're hard to live with.
Are the sills all in good shape?
I know.
It was
I know.
not gonna be, yeah.
The brick sills are all in good shape? None of them need to be repaired?
They're all in good shape, yeah. Around and probably some of the steps, that are brick and the chimney need work, but the, no, all the windows are in good shape. There were pretty serious eaves all around the house and maybe kept out some of the elements
Yeah,
and kept them
probably.
preserved to some degree, so. Hopefully we'll look good and start stuff.
Do I have a motion
I move to accept the application as.
as noted?
Noted, annotated.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Done.
What does that mean?
You're getting your
You can get the
windows.
Got a new house.
Okay.
Now you
Now
can
20
get
grand,
your-
all right.
Now you can get your building permit. That
Oh,
needs to
that's
be,
what I
so,
said.
so
Great.
Al takes your application
Okay.
and he processes it and produces a certificate of appropriateness. And one copy goes to you, one goes to the building inspector, and one stays in the file. And then with that, you can get your building permit and then you can do your windows.
Okay. So do I wait to hear from someone, or do I proactively bug somebody? What's best course of action?
So I'll usually drop stuff off on Sunday night after the meeting.
Oh.
And then it'll be here in Village Hall, and it can either be mailed to you or you can pick it up.
Okay.
But Jeff will have it.
When the time comes, maybe while I have you, that we wanna do the basement windows, what are you looking for there? I mean, they're a whole different kettle of fish. Is design important? I mean, I can't imagine we'd wanna do anything other than get a simple.
Are the
Do
basement
you have
windows
light walls?
visible from the street?
They are a little bit, they're right down by the grass.
Do you have
Just a
light
bunch of
walls?
stuff. Sorry?
In other words, is the window below grade and there's a little opening?
Not below grade, no.
Do they open now?
Some
Are they
do
meant to
and
open?
some-
Yeah,
I
okay.
did, I
Well, it doesn't matter
dabbed
whether they're
because they
open
will
or
crack
not.
when I try to crank and.
But at some point they were meant to open,
Yeah, I believe, I haven't
You-
tried them all, to be honest.
and you want them to be operable again.
Someday we wanna make them look nice too, and I would love to know ahead of time what to, line up that will be acceptable.
Well, you did a really good job tonight.
Oh, I did a terrible job.
You did a great job
Picture-
tonight.
My pictures are terrible, I'm sorry.
But it's what we needed, so you're good, you got your approval.
Okay, so, but for those, a simple picture windows basically, or double hung,
Just
or
the
nobody-
closest in
if
design
I
to what
mean,
you
then
already
they're
have.
gonna be deep enough for a double hung, how big are these
No, they're
windows?
pretty small.
No, okay, they would be
That'd be
awning, I
awnings.
guess, if anything, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah, okay.
Well, is the basement gonna be occupied?
No, not like livable, but just like storage.
And you're never gonna use the basement. You don't want, do you want it to be operable so that you can open the windows?
I mean, I guess we do just for airflow.
Yeah.
It seems like a good idea.
I would think that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I would say an awning because they're kind of small.
Yeah. And do they have to be as expensive and fancy as these, or can it be, as long as it's attractive, can it be like a black vinyl, or not so much? I know
What I
color
would
doesn't matter.
suggest is
Yeah.
something of the same quality, only because it's low. It'll get a lot of water, and if you don't, if it's not a good window, it'll deteriorate quickly.
But, and I would also contend, they probably don't all have to be operable.
Yeah.
And a fixed inoperable window is much cheaper than an
Yes.
operable
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
So if you can figure out, having maybe one on each elevation, or maybe just two that are across from each other that would work,
That's
the
really
rest of
smart.
them can all be fixed and they'll be much more affordable.
That would be great, but you guys would be looking for something of this quality. But I don't want something ugly either, but if a vinyl was attractive with that, is that a possibility or not?
I think you'll be looking for something of this quality, because to
Yeah.
Al's point, it's very close to the ground,
Okay,
and
for the
there'll
durability.
be a lot of
Is vinyl's not that
moisture.
durable? I thought it was.
You'll probably be happier with this,
Yeah.
but we can.
Right, we'll cross that bridge.
Good.
Yeah, save up another small portion.
Get past these windows.
Yeah. How many windows are you talking about?
I believe it's like 8 or 9 down there.
It's
All
a lot.
little,
9?
but it's a lot, yeah. They're just
Well, there's
dotted
4 on
around.
that
It's a
one
huge
facade.
basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they-
Those.
We're here when you're ready.
Yeah.
That's helpful, thank you.
Those are like 1 a year.
Yeah, not a priority right now.
Yeah.
One a year.
So they'll give you a 30-year mortgage.
Thank you so much for your
Good luck.
time. Thanks.
Yeah.
Should I head out? You guys
You're
need
good.
to wrap
You're
up?
You're all set.
Yeah,
We're
thank you.
good?
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
I'm
Appreciate
glad we
that you
could
guys,
get you in.
the
Yeah.
level of beauty up around here. It's working beautifully. Everyone wants to come here. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
So Al, you'll review the minutes I gave you today.
Yes.
I lost our minutes.
They're not on the Xerox machine?
Did I leave them
I'm
there? I
handing
got
you the only one
sidetracked.
The only one that was on the table I handed to you.
That was mine, that was just for Al and Carol.
Yeah, no, I got it. I think I left them on the Xerox machine.
Would you please follow up with Jeff about the about those files?
Okay, yes, because I don't wanna have to redo.
And make sure that that one, take out of 13 Stone Street, the original, because right now that's the only one we've got.
All right, well, let's do this. I guess the question, and if you are aware of any, how things are done in the village office, yes. Well, okay. Well, I was hoping.
And
The
does
co-
the filing.
Ann does the filing and she does the mailing. So
That's what I'm
ulti-
told.
Okay. Because evidently that is not happening.
Well, it has been happening, but last month it didn't. So I don't know if the mailing went out or not. When I was here in the office, Jeff was the only one here. He couldn't find them. My folder that says consolidate when C of A returns is unmoved, and there are no completed files at the bottom. So that tells me that somebody didn't process what you sent back.
Take a look at
And I forgot to ask Mr. D'Amato
It's-
if he got his or
It
not.
would be,
Because it was D'Amato, Cupper, and one
Well,
other one.
but I didn't process the model because he was supposed to see me by his
Okay, so
phone.
now you got them.
6:15.
But Cupper you processed.
Yeah, and Butterfield,
This is insane. I just.
that. Maybe they just got,
That's still sitting in the to be consolidated also.
6:12. I have them in my hand and I put them
Okay,
down
well,
somewhere around here.
be
Yeah, it would've been
consolidated
6:12,
in the
Meaning
file.
when yours come back, when
Uh-huh.
the finals come back,
I wonder if they got shoved in
the
the file.
pending comes out, and the permanent file is created.
Okay, but I typically return 3. One-
Right, and she's
supposed to
supposed to
distribute
mail them
them.
to where they're supposed to be and make a permanent file. This is really not so complicated.
I know. Should I bring them to someplace else?
I don't know,
So-
talk to Jeff. I'm not the clerk. Talk to Jeff.
This is so crazy.
All right. So what are you looking for?
I had 5 copies of the minutes from the 6:12 meeting.
6:12. Right here.
Jesus,
Why don't you-
They're all
why don't you-
files.
why don't you
Have I
ask
lost
me
my
to-
mind?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel
You're
better
hiding
now.
them from her on purpose?
On
just
on
under his
purpose,
stuff.
to torment her.
I put them down and then
Okay.
Al sat down is what happened.
Sorry, I
God,
thought it was
alright,
one.
and I know that there's a misspelling in here somewhere and I can't
This is one.
find it, but I will catch it at least when I do the spell check.
Yeah, sorry, I grabbed yours by mistake.
I didn't have time to.
Yeah, but, okay, these are both 6:12.
Yes.
It's 2 pages or 3?
2.
I would, that first sentence, I would change it only, explain that the originally approved windows for the kitchen are too tall and would expose the backside of various appliances.
Encounters.
Wait, I thought that was in there.
The originally
Yeah.
approved window design for the kitchen,
Is,
rather than just explaining why it's problematic.
because those windows would expose the backside of various appliances. I don't think it says that. But it does say that.
Maybe just instead of saying they presented exterior elevation showing shorter windows.
Okay, shorter.
Yeah, because smaller mean.
Smaller
Oh,
would
that's,
assume
I
it's
see,
all
okay,
directions.
okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Here's the secret.
I just can remember that.
I think somehow it needs to be under 13 stone when you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
To clarify that it's a two-part project, and we are looking at part one for removing vinyl siding, restoring exterior, and replacing the windows. And part two will be reviewed after ZBA.
So part one would be siding and windows.
And stuff. The sentences as you have it now are fine.
Right,
And I would say not change the opening size, not window size. And the windows are gonna be,
Okay,
yeah.
wait a minute, not change the windows opening, wait. Openings which should place on
Window openings.
openings. Got it.
Um,
I'm at 56 Baldwin.
Okay,
I have one thing on the library.
okay, sure.
All air intake vents will be created from an existing window opening.
Okay,
And the air exhaust will be located in a new opening on the east side.
okay. Sean Yancel, you have 56 Baldwin?
Yes. Well, it's a question. Was that actually a modification to an application, or did he present that as a new application?
Well,
Eric Cupper about,
A new application.
it was a new application, okay, so we just need to say that.
Okay.
It wasn't a modification.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, maybe it was because he didn't get a new referral.
Oh, okay. Would it be in the, oh, you're saying nothing's in there anymore?
No, our copy's here.
Okay. But I would just say that it's, so he presented pictures of the existing windows. They weren't previously approved because
Okay.
they were just existing.
Alright, so I'll just strike
New
previously
application.
approved.
It was a new
New app-
application.
Okay.
So, say it's a new application.
Okay.
And then, his proposed windows replacement, will use the, what's the word, design, approved elsewhere in the historic volume and new edition.
Okay.
And will maintain.
Are you giving me these notes or should I copy?
Yes,
them?
I'm writing
Oh,
it
okay.
here. I'm just
Like, just
saying
making
it all
me-
out loud as I do it.
Okay.
And will maintain the proportion.
I have, some stuff on Butterfield I'm ready to go back.
There was a ton of stuff I had to write in there about Butterfield, so.
Well, I'm really concerned, I don't want minutes to say board members expressed a preference, preferred the previous.
Okay.
It needs to be, that sounds very subjective, I think.
Okay.
And I think we need to be really clear that we expressed, concern that there were, the drawings were not, the drawings appeared not to be of the same scale, that there were issues.
I think I made note of that.
Yeah, she gets into that later on, but, why don't we just finish with that one sentence?
Okay, so let me just go back and catch expressed a preference, I could say just discussed.
Well, see, I don't have any problem with expressed a preference for the originally proposed roof.
I would say something like, board members, noted
We could just say
I mean,
discussed.
that but we,
No, I mean,
what we're trying to get at is that they moved in a direction away from what had been approved
Right.
to what we felt was, it was not incompatible, but it was a scale issue, it was a
Okay,
treatment.
but as a summary, I think that's fine. I mean, if we say, we see what you're changing and we think, we would prefer to keep it the way it was originally approved.
But do you prefer because what?
Well, I
How
think
do you
it's
say in a way
it's
that's not
preferred,
subjective?
I don't think that preference is subjective. I
Okay.
think saying that if we said that we didn't like it, that's subjective. But
Mhm.
saying that you're presenting two options and we prefer one option, we're preferring it because it is in keeping with our goals.
So let's say that
Yeah,
then.
but it's also because it was previously approved.
Right.
okay, so,
But
what
our
am I
preference
writing?
was for something that was already approved by us.
So
Preference
this
was
is-
for the previously approved,
The board
roof
members
line.
preferred
the previously approved design. And maybe instead of no more
I think-
decorative elements, no additional decorative elements.
Well, I think that's where maybe in that one, I would change preferred, prefer the previous submitted application with the simplified facade.
Simpler
Simpler
facade.
facade, period.
I'm sorry, where?
I
It's the
also
next
think
sentence.
something, just to your point about using the term preference, I think because these are the minutes from a workshop, it's different than if we were, we
Right.
can't
Not a-
deny something in a workshop
point.
the way that we would if we were voting on it, where we would simply say,
Right, he
the
was coming in
board-
and saying, what do you think?
yeah, and we would say that the board denied the application because it deferred too much from what was originally approved. In the context of a workshop, I think we can express a preference because
That's the whole point of the workshop.
yeah, it's
I'd
like we're
forgotten that it was
pushing it
workshop,
in a
sorry.
direction.
That's a good point.
Okay.
Because otherwise we would just say no,
Right.
Um, Okay, where the single patio door signs for double patio? This is at at the entrances, or is this at the recreation center?
I don't know.
Because I know the entrances to the recreation center were changed, were significantly changed.
no, this was these were for residential patios.
I think
I mean, I think that they did change the entrance
Oh.
as well, but this was for,
Yeah,
this
right.
was the single
This
patio
is this,
door.
okay, so that is building.
No, this is this. This is this.
Okay.
This is.
Oh, that.
This is original, this is proposed. So it was,
Okay.
they were for residential.
front entrance, because
Okay, so now I need
the
to-
other
Residential
thing.
Okay, so I'll say they were for residential.
Yeah, at the here, there was a big change.
Okay, so, wait a
It's
minute,
more-
but the
okay,
thing
yeah.
that, I'm sorry, I
On
gotta
the
write this
south
down.
elevation, entrance on the south elevation,
Okay,
southwest elevation.
so what you want me to say is,
Well,
Okay, so we
propose
swapped-
that a
so-
single patio door with a side light be swapped for a double patio door on the southwest elevation.
okay, but I think Sean was just saying that I got it swapped around and confused, that it was, you originally proposed double doors, now it's a door with a window.
No, as approved was,
Was
this is
this.
as approved.
This was,
That,
They
as
mix, he
approved.
mixes the facades on each sheet,
As
that's why
approved.
it's challenging.
okay, as proposed, okay, so no, I had that order correct, okay, so,
Yeah, because you're saying he proposed
I
a
just wanna
single
make sure I
door
had
being
that order
swapped.
correct, yeah, I
It's
just wanna
the
make
way that it's written.
sure.
So I think you can just say, propose a single patio door with the side light be swapped
With a double door.
for double
Double
patio
patio doors.
doors, and you can say on residential,
And entrance on the
and-
southwest elevation.
Okay.
but it's in more than one spot, isn't it?
Well, they're on the southwest elevation.
No, see, this is the same, this is changed.
Oh, I guess it's just on.
Okay. Good, alright.
No, but the entrance to the recreation area went from this to that.
Right, that's a new,
Okay, so.
Item.
I would,
No.
rather than trying to describe every little piece, I would say there was a significant change
Okay.
to the entrance.
Okay, so I'll strike transoms and,
Just said that, the entrance to.
significant change to entrance in the rec center.
Yeah.
Change to design. Or entrance. The rec center, okay.
And then I would also add, applicant will not be installing previously approved sconce lighting because of the site lighting, the installation of the site lighting.
Okay.
and I think in this case you could say board supports this
Yes.
change.
Okay.
It's better.
I think to Kathleen's point, the line about the roof line and roof pitch appear to have changed from what was represented
Maybe
in
that's
previous applications.
too, yeah.
No, I think that's fine, but that should maybe be its own point, and then, the,
You got, it's,
Oh, I
there's sort
guess
of a
it does-
duplicate, there's a
yeah,
duplicate
you
there, so
kinda
you can
say
take out the second
twice.
sentence.
Oh.
Board is requesting a 3D model to clarify that to
Got it.
clarify any changes, not that there are not,
Okay.
to clarify any changes in building height or grade.
Oops, there's some typo.
Yep.
And then you can take out that repeated.
Yeah, I see that, okay. Got it.
This was not an
I would
easy
actually,
discussion to document.
I would even
No,
dump,
I really.
drop it down to a,
Oh, hey, you need me? Do you know, I didn't close the loop with you, you sent me an email? Come in, we're here. This is Tara O'Sullivan, who asked to come in to show us.
hi.
Hi,
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
She sent me an email and I got distracted doing something else and I didn't know, it's my
Crashing your
fault, I
party.
got distracted doing
Okay.
something else. So, we're almost done with this and then
Yeah.
we can,
I
she
think,
wanted to run an idea by.
I think what we should do is split this thought still into 2 bullet points.
Okay.
And say the thing about the roof line appears to have changed, and Kathleen's point, but I would preface it by saying, in lieu of inconsistencies
Oh, good.
in the drawings, board is now requesting a 3D model to clarify that there are no changes in heights of the buildings
Now,
or the
lieu of,
grade,
light of.
and to more clearly see, I can recall this.
In light of, not lieu
Yeah,
of.
if you
Oh, sorry, in
just,
light of.
yeah, write it the way you
But
wanna
also, do
see
we
it, I
mean,
will put
we
it
don't
in.
mean being clear that we mean a 3D drawing, not a 3D
A 3D
Model,
okay.
Oh, a 3D,
Rendering.
rendering.
Okay.
Well,
What's the word
except,
I'm going to use
I
now?
guess the
But that's what
question.
we asked them for, we did not ask them
I
for a
think I said
model.
3D.
No, we also asked them for scale drawings that would have dimensions. Because realistically, I mean, I could do a 3D rendering and make it look like something small.
So that's a second point, not in
Right.
place of.
Okay.
So, we should probably ask, state that we asked for more dimensions so that we can
Dimensioned drawings.
dimension drawings.
So can we say that we are now requesting
Sorry,
a
that's right.
digital 3D model and
That's not what we were requesting.
So dimensional
We
drawings
weren't
that
requesting a
show,
model.
We were requesting a drawing,
Yeah.
not a model.
that show scale, is that what I wanna say?
Yeah,
I want him to show up with something that he can move around
But
on
a
a computer
rendering,
screen.
right, as
Yeah.
opposed to a model
3D
sounds
rendering.
like you want him to build something out of.
No, so I'm saying a digital 3D model and dimensioned drawings.
Okay.
Clarify, et cetera.
Can we bring these back after the changes are made and look at them again?
Sure.
Is that okay? Just send them around
These
again?
minutes? Yeah,
Yeah.
like email them around?
Sure. How did you correct, well, I guess I'll see it when you send it around, the cover thing.
Yeah.
The cover thing?
Um,
Oh, just that his proposed window replacements use the design approved elsewhere in the historic volume and new additions and will maintain the proportions.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, also he,
Historic.
they weren't previously approved windows.
Well, yeah, and I removed that.
Okay, you
too.
did already, okay, are in poor operating condition.
Right.
Okay.
And then my suggestion is under documentation, showing that the HDRB's original direction to first attempt repair had been done.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not clear what our direction was.
Oh, it's Paulding. Okay.
What? 56 Spalding.
Yeah, okay.
HDRB's original direction to first attempt repair had been done.
Okay, we are finished with our stuff.
Tara had asked about a material change on the decking of the.
And the railing.
On the railing, come on.
And decking, yeah. I don't have, this is like kind of a last minute, so I just kind of printed out some AZAC.
Kathleen, excuse me, what?
I'm sorry, this is not on the agenda,
What
so
is-
first I make a motion.
Where is this?
This second, I made a make a motion to add to the agenda 26 Garden Street for a request for material change.
To
Can
refresh
someone
your
move,
memories,
second
you
that
know.
motion?
Are we working
I'll
on that right
second.
now?
Are you looking for an approval, or are you looking to workshop an idea?
An approval. I was just gonna show you to refresh your memory of what
Okay.
it looks like.
So just hang on for 1
Yeah.
second.
Okay, so-
So I made a motion.
I seconded it, to enter workshop, is that what we're?
No.
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 I
We're
don't,
making a motion to make a material change to a previously approved railing.
Okay, first you're making a motion to add.
To add this to the agenda, which I meant to forward to you earlier to request, and I got distracted and forgot, so it's my fault.
material change to.
Was there a second yet?
Sean,
So
Andrea
one-
seconded it.
Unsmiley face with a cat.
Sorry.
And unsmiling faces are not there.
That's right. So, look at this. You can see.
Okay. To refresh your memory of what. this
There we
is,
go.
Because it's been a long time. That's the deck of the house. Are you familiar with what house it is?
This is the house that was expanded on,
We have a story and a half.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, the Karen Parks thing.
Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, Tara, what's the number of your house?
26 garden.
Okay, thanks.
26 or 126?
26.
Yeah.
this is,
So, this is the porch. Would you like to be defined the elevation of the house itself?
this is the front porch?
This is just the front porch, isolated from
Oh,
the
okay.
house. Yeah. It's a really tiny house.
It looks like a gazebo. There's nothing behind it.
Um,
And what you're wanting to do is use
What I'm-
AZAC instead of wood?
Exactly, we're not looking to change the design at all, we're just looking to, since the siding is hardy board, since all of the trim is AZAC, and actually the columns are wrapped in AZAC currently in the approved plan, it's just that this was cedar and the
Mhm.
decking was mahogany,
Mhm.
and we're thinking that it's gonna weather very unevenly.
Yeah.
We have cedar fencing that's already peeling, it needs a repaint, it's been about 5 years. So,
So you're going to do mahogany.
you're gonna do mahogany decking, is that the correct
Yep.
term? For
Mhm.
the porch and the steps, the treads of the steps.
That's
And
the
we're
house
looking-
behind it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So we are looking to just switch out mahogany for Trex and the cedar of the railings and balusters. This is already AZEC in the plan, it's just this section here.
Wait,
with
is
AZEC.
this did your staircase move?
No, the staircase is off to the side. It doesn't go out to the sidewalk, it goes out to the driveway.
Yeah, but it looks like it's,
On
Didn't
the
you
other
on
side.
the
other direction.
driveway here?
turn it around so you can see the other.
No, this is the way it is right now. I don't know why it appears, maybe if the cross section is backwards.
Well, yeah.
see what
it's-
you're
it is a
saying.
cross-section. It is a cross-section, but this is, that's the porch.
Okay, so we're standing inside the house looking out right now.
Apparently, yeah.
At this
Well, the
trailer.
cut was taken this way, and you're looking,
Okay,
So the question of,
so can the decking be mahogany and can the railing, the top rail and the balusters be AZAC?
We're looking for Trex and AZEC.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Trex flooring, okay, and
Mhm.
can I see the cut?
Okay, so Trex flooring, AZAC.
And it would be
Spin
the.
rail.
Railing and baluster.
and the trim is already AZAC, right?
The trim is already
posts,
AZEC.
4x4, pressure-treated posts cased with AZAC trim and PVC molding.
It makes sense to me that you would have the material be consistent so that it
Yeah.
ages consistently.
I agree.
And we approved, that decking at, on Cherry Street and on Academy
Well,
Street.
except for decking's not gonna change, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
decking's gonna
decking is
become
changing.
Trex.
In the previously approved, it says mahogany.
Right.
I would like to change that to Trex.
And I think we also approved it at 191 Main. On the back.
Yeah, but every place we approved it was in the rear
No.
portion of the lot.
No, Jeff.
On
On Academy
Academy was-
Street, it's primaries.
Primary
Facade.
facade,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
it's
at a
up
very
higher.
high level.
It's up high, you can hardly see it.
This is the locally listed area.
Yeah, this is local. And the only other place we approved it was the Raffle J's rear porch.
But which is also visible from a public right of way, because it's
Yeah,
visible
it's
from.
visible from a public right of way, but it's a rear porch.
Right. Well, I feel like if we approved the AZAC on the porch columns.
I don't like the idea of putting Trex there,
Because of
I
its
think-
visibility.
because it's much more visible than the other applications that we did approve.
It's true.
Much more visible, and,
Yeah, I tend to agree, and I think
How
that.
about, because you also have a side porch which has mahogany decking.
Are you okay with the, is your concern only the decking, or is it the posts as well?
no, not the post, just the decking.
Just the decking?
Just the
Yeah.
decking.
Yeah, and I think that mahogany also ages much differently than cedar does.
Mhm.
So having the painted cedar next to the AZEC and trying to be the same thing, obviously you're gonna have a big issue with it aging at different rates than the cedar.
It's gonna look awful.
Yeah, it's gonna look, I don't know why we did it in the first place. There
wondering
must
the
have been a
same thing.
reason. I didn't know if it had something to do with the available proportions or something, but as far as the decking is concerned, I think that is gonna exist on its own, it's not gonna abut
Separate.
anything in the same way, and mahogany is just, a mahogany deck is just harder wearing,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
a mahogany decking, I think, is just harder wearing. I mean, it's gonna
Yeah.
age as everything ages, but it's not going to.
Well,
The
and
other
and
place we
typically,
said-
the decking really always winds up aging differently than the rest of the vertical
Right.
component.
We said no to it in another application like this, where the public experiences it at more eye level, and that was, next to Kismet, that rental house next to Kismet wanted to do, treks there. And we put it down there because it was at eye level.
Yeah.
I don't have.
And this is also quite close
Close to the sidewalk,
street.
right.
This was brought up by my contractor. I don't care. I do care about the railing and the baluster, because
Yeah.
I know that's gonna look
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonky.
awful.
I think my porch is AZAC.
But yours is also further off the street.
Well, the, right.
Your back porch or your front
My
porch?
back, not my front porch,
Oh.
is concrete. Please, that's not going anywhere. Yeah, my back porch and Ann Impelazeri's front porch is AZAC.
But that was new construction.
That's new construction. This is.
Com-
So she can't use
Construction.
that for, instead of swap out the home? Instead of trucks, could she use the AZAC?
But Ann's also is low
Yeah,
and a little further back from the street. This is up higher and closer to the sidewalk.
okay,
So I take Carolyn's point
right.
because of
I was just thinking of
configuration.
alternatives, like if there's something else.
I'm fine with the posts and balusters.
Is the issue
shifting.
with the profile? That,
But that, that would be that would be the same as the mahogany. All right, so.
Was Trex approved, elsewhere on Academy Street, also on a front porch?
Just the only one that I know of is Rizzy Risky.
Which is Jeff.
Yeah. And then Rapple J is on the corner of Academy, but
And
the
Cherry.
address is Cherry Street.
Oh, that's what I was thinking, okay. But that was the back porch.
Back porch.
Right.
And that was like right at grade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel comfortable approving the AZAC railing. I feel less comfortable approving the, Trex decking.
Yeah.
So, are you willing to go with approval on the railing but not on the decking? Okay.
Mahogany looks beautiful.
So,
I'm not, this is brought up by my contract, by the framer that's doing it. He said, no, you really should, I don't think that mahogany is a good idea, it warps, it moves, it cracks, I like wood, I don't like maintenance.
My neighbor has some
So-
Trex on a back porch, and he has to scrub the thing clean twice a year.
It's not
At
maintenance free.
least, because
Yeah.
it gets mildewy, and he's out in like a very, very sunny place, and it still gets like covered in mildew and mold.
I'm not going to argue about
yeah,
it.
the
Just
thing
so
that
you
you have to
know.
remember is that contractors will be more than happy to explain to you the beauty of something as long as it's easier for them.
The other thing, there's a great, I have unpainted mahogany on our porch. We rebuilt the porch and we use an oil on it every 2 years rather than paint, and it seals out the water beautifully and it's aging really well. It's been a decade almost. But I love the way the wood is aged. Anyway, so.
Okay.
Were you
So,
thinking of painting
can
it
you-
or oiling it?
No, like stain or
Yeah.
something like that, no paint.
Yeah, I think as long as you're not gonna paint the wood, the maintenance will not be,
Especially if you use a good oil.
also, it's not a massive porch.
No.
Okay. Show me which one.
The Premier railing.
Yeah.
Good.
Premier,
Highlight.
look at the closest to what is approved. And it's,
Oh.
So each
and
one.
we have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the post cap, says pyramid, so there just is an example of the pyramid post cap at the bottom there.
Which is the same as that.
That's what it shows.
Let's keep paperwork down too. We'll just approve that because that has everything that you need to know. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve this modification to the previously approved application?
I move to approve the modification to the previously approved application.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very
Done.
much.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
I apologize. I got distracted dealing with my aunt after her email came in and I forgot to forward it. I apologize.
Well, we put a smiley face with no sign.
Thank you.
So we're not voting on the minutes? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. I think it'd be good to look at them again because there were a bunch of changes.
Yeah.
Was
But
that
I'm
the
fine
amendment?
with approving them and sending it around after you make
For edits?
after you make the edits, just to make sure
Yeah.
you got the edits.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know how many minutes we've approved for this year so far.
None of
but the
them.
o- Huh?
They're not getting posted to the website. I
No,
know.
they're not gonna,
It's getting-
there was like one that was posted from
It's a
January.
yeah, I
and that
know,
was it.
and I mean, I know I've been sending them to you, and you've been sending them to Jeff, and I don't know what happens after that, because they don't get posted.
When you're following up on the file, will you please, this is why, this example tonight is exactly why I'm such a Nazi about keeping one copy
A
behind.
Nazi.
Yes. I'm so emphatic about keeping one copy behind,
Yeah.
so that if they don't, if something happens in the process, there's something in the cabinet.
Kathleen, neo-Nazi. Okay.
What's up with the new website also for the village?
I didn't even know that was coming.
And neither did I, it's a total disaster. It's a
So
total
will you
disaster.
take up the filing and the posting with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carolyn, every time I do the minutes, I make sure, like, I'm keeping track of everything, and I'm making sure that I compare all the agendas on the website to the minutes that are posted, and we keep, you know, we approve the minutes, I edit them, I take off the watermark,
Yeah, and
I
then they
send
go in
them
a
to
black
Al.
hole someplace.
Al
over here.
sends them to Jeff.
I sign
you
them
don't-
and then send them off.
Yeah, I know, you have to.
Yeah, we-
And they go
You
in-
had to do that, I said, I went back to you at one point with a batch of minutes, and I said, hey, what happened, I don't see these on the website, and you had to resend them to the village office, so I don't know.
And also, it doesn't look like they've, yeah, and they haven't re-uploaded our agendas except for today's meeting.
Maybe it's in process. I don't know.
It's really
Well, it's in
frustrating
process
because
and it shouldn't be live.
we have a
Yeah,
lot
exactly.
of meetings, and it is
Well,
hard enough to
the
keep
old
track of all these
website
minutes.
is not there. You cannot get the old website now. This has completely supplanted it. So if they lost something, it's lost forever.
Mm. And who
In the
uploads
computer world, there's nothing that is lost forever.
Yes, so they say,
Yeah.
so they
Then
say.
those-
Who
somebody-
uploads the
The
videos?
Russians have.
Do you upload the videos
Yes.
to YouTube? Okay.
Okay, now
Do
where's?
you have something to tell us about the information about the website?
Only that I saw that it's up.
Oh, but you know
Oh.
discussion, you don't know anything about status?
No, I don't know if it's still in progress. I would imagine they're still adding bits and pieces, but like Al said, I doubt that the information that was on the old website is gone.
Who's doing it? Who's doing the work?
They hired someone, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh,
But
it
it's
says, it
somebody
says
from
on,
outside, it's not
Yes.
somebody in the village trying to do
no,
it.
it
No.
says on the website who
Wix.
designed the website.
No.
Civic Plus. Government
Squarespace.
websites by Civic Plus.
Well, I
So
hope
are
they
we
haven't given
ready to
them the
adjourn?
final payment.
Yeah, I'm paying a babysitter for the hour.
Okay,
I don't think they should be paid at all.
Are we ready to adjourn?
I would move to adjourn.
Yeah, sure.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, do you
Okay,
have what you
so-
need to take with you for this one?
For this